Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh. My name is Angad Singh. I'm a Sikh-American documentary filmmaker and journalist living in New York City, and I'm honored to share a stanza of the Sikh morning prayer called Japji Sahib for the week of prayer for world peace. As a person of faith, I often hear folks question, if God was real, why would he or she allow such suffering? Because my job often means I'm reporting on conflict, war, and human suffering, I chose to share this verse because it gives me a bit of clarity when what's going on in the world seems to be just a bit too unjust to bear. In this verse, Guru Nanak, the first Sikh spiritual teacher, reflects on how God, the great giver of all life, creates both abundance and strife. But instead of suggesting that those who do good deeds are rewarded with abundance, while those who do bad are doomed with strife, the Guru instead writes that abundance can lead people to be blinded by their own egos, and that true liberation comes to those who are humble enough to embrace the divine will, no matter the material outcome. So, in a world that's increasingly ruled by billionaires and politicians who want to act like kings, this verse reminds me that our sovereignty doesn't come from worldly wealth or power, but instead by the spiritual clarity to recognize and live by God's will. As a note of housekeeping, in our tradition, it's customary to cover one's head as a sign of respect during prayer. And also, this translation that I'm offering is limited to my own interpretation and understanding, so I ask for forgiveness in case I make any mistakes. Bahota karam likhya na jaye, vadda data til na tamaye. Kete mange jod apar, ketia ganat nahi vichar. The many deeds of God can never be written or accounted for, and the generous giver doesn't even waste the tiniest of sesame seeds. How many of the greatest warriors on earth beg from this infinite giver? It's uncountable how many contemplate on God. Kete khap tuteve kar, kete lala mukkar pai, kete murak khai khai. How many receive but are broken by corruption? How many take and take without end? How many fools will just keep on consuming? Ketia duk puk sadmar, ebi dat teri datar. How many others endure deep suffering, deprivation, and unending abuse? But even these are your gifts, O great giver. Band khalasi paane hoye, hor aakh na sakke koi. Je ko khayek aakhan paye, o jane je tia mo khaye. Bondage and liberation, they only come from your will. No one else has any say. If a boaster presumes to say that he does, deep down, he'll know that he has to eventually eat his words. Ape jane ape de, aakhe sebe ke, jisno bakshe sif sala, Nanak Patsahi Patsa. The giver alone knows itself, and the giver alone can give. There are barely any that can even acknowledge this. Only some are blessed to sing and praise this giver. Nanak says, those people are the real King of Kings. Waheguru ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru ji ki Fateh.